Hey guys, hey, I figured I'd do a follow-up video on that hay cutting video I just posted. Well, posted about 2 weeks ago. But anyway, like I said, I was watching One Lonely Farmer, today's video, and he's exactly right when he describes that, you know, most people make everything look perfect when they do their farming, and no breakdowns, no problems. And he's right, most people do edit a lot of it out, and I'm one of them also. I don't show all the problems, but I'm going to kind of show you what I went through to get that crop of hay in. It was a lot of work, and actually I'm going to start out with the first day. That hay, I'm going to put you guys right up here on top of this hay cutter. The first day, it's kind of low. Yeah, let's go right here. The first day cutting it, I tell you, that grass or hay, it was 64 inches tall, if I'm not mistaken, and it was too much for my cutter. The reel couldn't. Here, I'll show you right here. The reel couldn't push the hay into the rollers. It would jam up down in here. It would jam up right in there, right where the rollers meets the bottom of the hay cutter. I mean, it would jam up. It was extremely frustrating. Too much, huh? She ended up cutting that field in first gear with a torque amplifier and low. I mean, it couldn't go any more slower. And cutting it, I had, you know, if you look, I have one hand on the throttle trying to juice as much as I can out, you know, any little bit more power just to get the job done. But it was extremely tall hay, like I say, 64 inches tall. And coming to find out, it was very stocky. I gave the hay to my sisters, and they use it for horses, and she did say that it's very stocky. So I think I'm not gonna let the hay go that far for the first cut. I'm gonna cut a little bit sooner before it basically turns into tree trunks, if you want to say, you know. It was that strong, the stalks. So I'm gonna try to fix that problem next year. But I'll be doing a second cut in a couple of weeks, I think, because it's already growing like crazy. But just to start out, like you say, super thick. It took forever to cut. It was slow. I mean, slow and frustrating. And come to find out, a couple things happened on my hay cutter. Got a flat tire. The whole sidewall blew out. So I picked up another tire here. It's a discontinued tire, but for what I need for this, it's perfect. So my tire guy put that on the rim today, so I'm going to install that. But like I say, tall hay, flat tire, and this triangle right here, this one's bolted on with it's two brackets. One bracket's loose, so it kind of swings around. So I put a magnetic one behind that, this, you know, facing the road, just for, you know, more visibility, because, you know, people don't give me any room. But what happened, I lost the magnetic triangle, fell off somewhere in the hayfield. And actually, if you look, I'll post that video. I caught it on video. I'll post that that clip right now. You can see the magnetic triangle kind of just, you know, hopped off the back from vibrations. And I finally found it when I was raking, I think it was, a couple days later. But at least I did find it. So also, one more thing with this hay baler, the mower conditioner. I'll show you right now in the video, but if you look at the video, the right rear tire, I was taking it to the corner and it caught this rope. And this rope pulls the pin on the slide, and you know how they work. You know, when you go down the road, you want the thing as small, as compact as you can, so it fits on the road. And when you're baling or cutting, you want it swung out on the side of the tractor, which, you know, will go to one of these holes here, usually this one here. But what happened? This rope got caught in the tire, and as the tire went around, it pulled this rope, and it pulled this makeshift wire right out of this. And this thing here, I'm driving along in the field, and all of a sudden, I didn't see the tire get caught, but this rope with this piece falls up. It flies up in the air, and it lands right on my two arms as I'm on the steering wheel. It's like, it probably would have hurt really bad if it hit me in the back of the head, even though it's small and light, but it would have been a little surprise. But this pulled out, and what happened when this pulled out, this whole pin, this whole thing came right, it went inside, because this spring right here is pushing the pin that way, and when you pull it, it releases that it pulls that dowel pin out of the hole. But what happened, because this came out, the spring has tension on it, so this went all the way in, and I'm okay. This here was in further, and then here I am. I have no rope. This is out. It was a mess. So what happened? I ended up taking a pair of pliers. I always try to keep some tools in the tractor. I was able to pull this pin out, and then take pressure off the arm here, because there's pressure and tension on it, and the thing is tight. But I was able to finally get this pin to pull back, and then I was able to put this back in the hole and get the thing pivoted over. But that was another problem. It probably took me an hour. Yeah, probably an hour to get that arm to swing over, so I can get down road transport. Yeah, so extremely tall and thick hay, number one. Got the sidewall blew out. The triangle fell off. Okay, that took care of the cutting. Day 2 was the tedder. The tedder was fine, no problem. The tedder worked beautiful. The cockshot 40, perfect. That was a good day. Third day was raking. I'm raking with the cockshot 40, and I smell antifreeze. The rake was perfect. Actually, you can see it right over here. It's down the line over here. There's the rake down there. But the rake worked beautiful. But as I'm raking, I'm smelling antifreeze. I'm saying, oh man, what now? And come to find out, the upper radiator hose on the cockshot was leaking. So I finished my raking. It wasn't leaking too bad, but I could smell it. You can, that sweet antifreeze. I get the thing back to the barn, and I look under the hood, and I just felt the radiator hose with my hand. It just came apart in my hand. It just disintegrated. Probably original radiator hose from 1950, whatever. I ended up going down to Advanced Auto with a small piece of radiator hose, about 3 inches long. I need the diameter of it. And a guy let me behind the counter, which I thought was pretty decent of the guy. Usually they don't do that. And he had a whole section of hanging radiator hoses. And I found one of them maybe 3 feet long with bends and turns, but it had a pretty nice straight shot of the same size. So I bought that, and I just cut out the straight section, and I put it into the cockshot. Bought new clamps, because I had to cut the little old clamps off the cockshot with a die grinder, because I couldn't get the clamps off. They were just, so they've been on it for so long. I figured, after I got done raking, I bring the baler out of the barn real quick and get it greased up, make sure get it running, make sure everything's okay. And so I back up the farm wall in the barn, and hook up to the baler. And what happened, as I was backing up, I stalled it, and it's a pain in the ass to get going. It's a gas start, switch over to diesel deal, which is kind of cool to have, but as far as functionality, it's a pain in the neck. So here I am. I got the tractor backed into the barn, hooked up to the baler, and it's stuck in gear, also in reverse. I couldn't get it out of reverse, and I couldn't get it started. So I ended up putting a chain around the front of it, and I pulled it with my Dodge here, pulled it out of the barn 50 feet down the driveway to give me some room, and that thing sat in the driveway for a week. No lie, I just couldn't get it going. But I'll get to that in a minute, how I fix that problem. So, like I say, the baler, getting the baler, I finally hooked up the baler to the cockshot, and I was able to do my baling with the cockshot. If I didn't have a backup for that, I would have been screwed. But I spent all day on, I think that was a Sunday, trying to get the farm all going, trying to get the baler greased up, fixing the cockshot, the radiator hose. But I tell you, it was one problem after another. But I did it. And actually, I edited all the problems out. But I'm thinking, you know what? After watching Wes's video today, I'm going to do this video of showing what really happened and all the problems I had. But I did it. I made it work, and I got 69 bales out of the field. 69 very stocky bales. I guess not good for older horses. I don't know. I'm not a horse person. So, like I say, that's all. I want to kind of post that video, and I'll do that tonight. I'm going to put this tire back on the hay cutter, the mower conditioner they call it, so no one yells at me. And but yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely an adventure. It was a pain in the ass. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is what happened. This is what I experienced. So enjoy it. Talk to you later.